Plays left to Campbell. Campbell on the outside and try time through the skipper. Tyler Campbell. Cut pass out to Stoward. Right foot, left foot, try. Reed Stoward in full flight. Inside to Campbell. Tyler Campbell.
Media Vintage Sports Network presents Play-by-Play Podcast with Jordan Hughes.
Alrighty, good evening and welcome to Play-by-Play Podcast. Back with you once again. A very special night tonight, Monday night, coming to you. A quick reaction. We couldn't wait any longer. A massive round of Super Rugby Pacific and one of the best opening rounds you will see. And to break it all down is these two boys alongside Jordan Hughes is my name, Reen Stowers and Tyler Campbell. And gents, what a weekend of footy, eh?
Footy is back.
Well and truly.
Obviously, 5 Super Rugby games? All within, I think, 8 points.
Yeah, it was all within 1 to 12, definitely.
Yeah, like, that's unreal. And high scoring games too. I think other than the Chiefs Blues, it was sort of
Take the over.
all over 50 points. And very exciting, but I'm interested to see how this week goes because I think it was kind of a fair matchup for most teams round one. Now that we're going to start seeing those top teams cross with those bottom teams, we'll see if the level is even across the board or if there's going to be a few blowouts.
Yeah, exactly. Even like doing the review of the games, like it's hard to say whether one team is good or the other team's lacking just because, they were pretty good matchups for that first round.
All right, let's get stuck in. So, boys, what was your eye-catching moment of the week? I'll start with you, Reen.
So for me, my eye-catching moment was actually individual performers, and I had 3 of them. First one, for the Chiefs, Leroy Carter, sensational on debut.
Spoke about last week. How
oh my goodness! But like even just every touch that he had was like exciting. He was beating defenders left, right, and centre. And then for my second standout player, Luke Reimer,
beast.
He clutched that game.
He won that game for them.
He literally turnover, scores a try, comes back again. They're like deep in their half, turnover again, gets him down the end of the field, scores another try. Like he locked out that game for them. And then for my third one, Tava Naiwa in the centres.
Yeah, we like it at 12.
Oh, he killed it. He was outstanding. And then even they go to the halftime and they're talking about, is he really doing well there? But like he had turnovers all over the park. Every time they were in around the try line, like every time he picked, it looked like there was going to be a try.
Advantage line carries.
He was outstanding.
Good on, mate. That's good.
Good captain's knock from him, really.
Yeah.
That first game, to see, co-captain next to his name. And he really stood up, I thought.
Take it over.
Mine was very similar. Mine was stand-up performer, was the young halfback that came on for the Crusaders. Obviously, Noah Hotham goes down in the first 15 minutes. Kyle Preston comes in and he scores a hat-trick on debut.
What a dream.
Not just that, like obviously one's a support line off a brilliant play with Will Jordan where he splits him through the middle on like a sort of pod and he comes through the middle. But what I thought was try of the round, the chip and chase from Havili to Will Jordan. Will Jordan chucks the long ball, and I put this in our chat, but Severis is actually right-footed.
Yeah.
So to watch him at full pace, kick off his left foot, and perfectly sort of land that in front of his 9 at full speed to score that try, that's quite impressive and shows the skill set he has.
Yep.
And I thought he was also another stand-up performer for the Satyrs. He was everywhere in that game.
2 tries as well, I think.
He definitely got 1.
Yeah.
I know he got 1, but he was just... Like, he was everywhere, pick and driving, through the middle, out wide. He really put his hand up to be fighting for that All Black jersey again because there's a lot of depth in that outside backs.
Even back to that try, like at that point in the game, they've just turned the ball over. Hurricanes have booted it down. Off that first phase, David Havili straight for chip and chase, nails it. And then Will Jordan, as soon as he gets it, rips it long. Like,
Have the pass? All good?
I'm happy with that. There were definitely some way worse ones that were let go, and we'll get into that.
That's coming from a Hurricanes fan.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, watching it, I was just like, who the fuck does that? Like, they've just lost all momentum and go chip and chase, and they score off the back of it. Like,
and then I guess the other thing, I'm going to double down on Lukey Reimer. Like I thought I thought he got knocked out, like the concussion. He comes back. I think he had 4 turnovers, 3 in the last 15 minutes. Scores 2 tries, and those tries, they're pick and go tries, but he showed a lot of strength there. And
100%.
I thought he was sort of hard done by not being next off the rank when Fraser McWright broke his hand last year.
Yeah.
They obviously went with Desano, who actually did play well for the Force as well, but I just thought Lukey Reimer had a great season last year, and I think he's built from that. He's had a little bit of experience in the Wallabies camp, and he's really putting his hand up to sort of be someone battling in that back row spot. So, full credit to him. He deserves all the credit he can get.
I like it. And for me to round it out, boys, in that same game, the Crusaders game, James O'Connor, I thought he was clutch. 20 minutes to go. The game was in the balance. There's the deft passing. He had to crack the line a few times, bit of footwork. Like, I was really impressed.
Him and Will Jordan look really, really good together.
Oh,
they were
right.
interchanging in and out, and I think his impact into the game changed the pace a little bit. Like, obviously, Taha Kimura is a bit younger, and obviously has a lot of skills and a big future in behind him. I think he's only 3 years out of school now.
Right.
Bro, he carved up as well.
he
Like,
played
I had
really
him
well.
at,
Yeah,
and
he played well.
watching the game, I was like, holy shit, like, he's going to guide them to a win here.
He just obviously a couple of little things with his game where he got caught isolated or probably tried a little bit too hard at times. But I think having someone like O'Connor come in and finish that game, like the Crusaders, well, I'm not going to say they're back yet, but they're looking like a better team. And I guess we're going to do reviews of the game.
Yeah.
I'll hold off then.
So that last 20 is the perfect reason why they signed O'Connor, for that exact reason. Come in, finish the game, do a job, and he certainly did that.
Also just gives them those young 10s. Obviously, Rivers Rayhan is still down there as well.
Yep.
Gives them someone to sort of follow and sort of learn off. I do find that having that older experienced guy in a playing group, he can be sort of walk around and be like, hey, you did this. Why'd you do this? Did you see this in front of you? Like, can show pictures that you kind of don't pick up when you're younger because you're not thinking that far ahead or what's going on. So he's obviously going to help those guys grow, and then obviously gives them a good finisher as well.
Lovely, boys. Before we get into the game's breakdown, I want to go on the other side here. What got your blood boiling? What grinded your gears the weekend? I know there's a couple of things, boys.
I think that everyone can sort of agree with us. Like, yes, we're happy that Joseph Suoliti is in the game, and yes, he did okay. But oh my god, like, you can't just boost him up just for everything he does. Like, he was jumping in the air, not even catching the ball, and they're like, oh my god, he did well to get up there. He was like knocking the ball on. Like, I mean, call the game how it is. Yes, we're happy to have him in the game, and yes, he will be impactful, but you can't call something for what it isn't.
Just a bit much, you reckon?
I think just a bit of glazing.
Even the post-match interview, like, they go to Max Jorgensen and like talking, they're like, oh,
And he asked
how is
about-
it playing
yeah.
next to Joseph Suoliti?
I hated that.
And for me, like, as Rian just said, we want him in the game. Hell of a talent. Got a lot of potential.
Highest paid player in Super Rugby.
Yeah. Got a lot of potential, but he's not Jesus. He is not going to be the sole saviour of Australian rugby. Like, you got to build that through a lot of players and boost up a lot of players in order to get where they want to get. And just putting all this on one man, and even for him as a player, like, he looks like he's got a good head on him, but that's a lot of pressure.
21.
100%.
21 years of age.
Yeah.
Lot of
Brandon
pressure.
Smith said it best, when they first signed him. It's like,
yeah.
what did he say? I can't remember it word for word.
But he's like, he's not going to save your whole like, like, he's a cheeky prick. He
Yeah.
was being a smart ass. But, it just feels like they were a bit
Pushing an agenda.
pushing it. Yeah, that it was the right call to sign him in. There was a lot to that game in terms of the commentators in general I didn't like.
Yeah, okay.
Like, they kept referring to the Tars tough. Like, it seems like they've got their foot too far in the Waratahs camp. And what I mean by that is, like, you've got certain things within your team that you use to sort of bring out the best thing. Like, they use Tars tough. Like, with Bond, we've heard Unbreakable Bond before.
Yeah.
They're meant to be things in your environment, but for them to constantly be bringing it up, like, it opens up their team a bit too much to scrutiny and a bit of mocking here and there.
Yeah, it was quite bad. Like, the commentary of that game, I don't think I've
You
seen.
two weren't happy.
I don't think I've seen a game more biased. And I want Australian rugby to do well. And against the Highlanders, I thought it was going to be a blowout. I think that the Highlanders did unreal, but like, it felt like it was only like the commentators were only calling one side of the ball. Like, even when the Waratahs were in defence, it would be like, oh, great tackle there. Like,
Yeah. So my take on it is, I think subconsciously Rugby Australia and I guess all those guys are all Sydney based. They live in Sydney.
Yeah.
Everyone wants the Waratahs to do well.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I think subconsciously they just don't even realise they're doing it, and
Yeah.
they push it too hard, and
Yeah.
their fan comes out. Most of them former players, the Tars as well. Like, it just doesn't help.
yeah, I know, but
It was a bit
it's
much.
pretty unprofessional.
Yeah.
Like,
But it's funny because you get the flip side of that. You get someone like a Justin Marshall in NZ who is so, like, anti-Crusaders and anti-All Blacks. I don't know if you've
And they go
ever
too far
noticed
the other
it.
way.
Yeah, like, he's flipped it the other side where he's trying not to be biased. Like, it's like he subconsciously runs down
Yeah.
the team. And I think you saw that when Justin Marshall had a bit of a run-in with Kida Ioane and Rico was holding him back. I don't know if you remember that. coming
yeah,
out.
oh, yeah.
Like, it's a tough place to be in as a commentator, especially as a former player. But you just got to, I don't know, I think it can turn fans a little bit off the game if there's a lot of bias going towards one team.
Yeah, well, it sort of turned me off the Waratahs. Like, I started wanting the Waratahs to do bad because of like how they were
How it was
calling the
going.
game.
It's interesting to watch how it goes on as the season progresses.
Yeah, hopefully not as bad.
Do you have anything else separate to that you want to touch on? Or you
No, that was probably the only thing that was sort of annoying me this week. Other than that, I thought it was a good weekend of rugby.
Yeah, 100%.
For me, I was just going to touch my own personal misery. Bad beat of the year. Going for the perfect round for a little wager. I was on Moana Pacifica to finish it off, go 5-5, and as we saw, 85th minute heartbreaker.
Oh, but you gotta credit the Western Force for the patience that they had to
26 phases, I believe.
Yeah, and to not like push anything. Like you saw a couple times, like the wingers are calling for crossfield kicks, and the playmakers just letting everything play out. And then Ben Donaldson summed it up perfectly. Spots a prop, gets to his outside defender, gets too high, and then straight through.
Okay, that was something that did annoy me on the weekend. The guy chasing, like
For Moana?
For Moana, like he just had to
Just be there.
go enough, or just change his direction to the try line to stop him getting under the post.
Yeah, true, actually.
Make it a hard kick. Easy to say sitting on the couch watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, 80
something minute.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
He
Yeah.
kind of put his head down. He got close and then was never actually going to get there, but he just needed
And I
those,
don't think he thought about it too.
those
Nah,
extra
yeah.
efforts to push him out because it just made it an easy win then getting that try under the post.
So we'll get to that. So my kid has a bit of a regular segment each week for our little rugby wrap, boys. But let's get into the games. So Crusaders 33, Hurricanes 25. As you said, the replacement 9, Kyle Preston 3 tries. Will Jordan Sevu Reese. The Hurricanes started really well, I thought, and then the Crusaders sort of came back a little bit. How do we see it?
Yeah, I think like the Hurricanes attack wholly, like they're looking for space everywhere. They're broken play. I reckon it's second to Drua, obviously. Like they just watching that game was crazy. But yeah, Hurricanes broken phase play was unreal, and I think that Crusaders' patience and like you said, James O'Connor coming in and securing that win for them.
Tyler, how do you see that one?
Obviously the Hurricanes came out real fast, but one thing I did see was a bit of the, I'm not saying they're back yet, but the Crusaders of old. You saw their first try? The Will Jordan try was first. So the second try, the amount of phases they went through before they scored that.
I think that was 20 something.
Yeah, like
20 plus.
the Hurricanes D was holding and they were getting them on the back foot and they weren't actually doing anything, but they just showed that old Crusaders sort of what we expect from them to keep going. Boom, you give them half an opportunity and they score.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, shit, if they're going to start doing this again, we could be in trouble because we forget, like, most of that team is, 7-time champions?
Yeah, fair.
Like, they won a lot in a row. So seeing that was maybe a little bit of scary hours, but it'll be interesting to see how they go this week against the Chiefs. But, they're starting to look like they're getting their mojo back. And,
I think we
looking
just
forward
saw
to seeing how it goes.
Absolutely. I think we just saw the influence of Will Jordan and what they
Oh,
like.
bro. He was
is-
just popping up everywhere. Even there were like a couple times where he was straight through, but he just wasn't getting the pass.
Yeah.
But like he was still doing it all game.
And you guys would know, someone like that, the guys around you will play better because you've got someone just the aura he
100%.
brings.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Well, he just brings a threat. And as a defender, you start double guessing what you're doing. Like I was like, shit, do I need to get there? Which opens up the space for the guy on the inside a little bit more. So
Yeah, especially when he's
And-
swinging out the back, you're like, fuck, can I bite here or do I have to hold?
Yep.
and on Havili as well. Like he probably didn't have the best year last year. Everyone was questioning him being brought into the All Blacks. Like he's had a couple of years of bad run sort of injuries. He had some very good touches in that game. We talked about the chip kick, but some of his carries over the gain line and some of his ball playing was also outstanding.
Lovely. So the Crusaders back to winning ways. We'll go to Sydney now, an absolute thriller in the end. 37-36, the Waratahs over the Highlanders, as everyone's mentioned. So Lily made his long-awaited debut, but Siasifa Amoni was the hero. 2 tries to win the game for the Tars.
I forgot about him in my moments of the week, but his impact off the bench was outstanding.
Beast.
And you were looking at who's going to be that tight head prop behind Nella. He's definitely put both hands on that spot early in the season. And to be honest, with a performance like that, he probably starts ringing bells whether he's going to be in Wallabies contention as well, because tight head is a spot where there's not much depth. It sort of goes Alatoa, Tupou, Nongzi, and then after that you're sort of looking at
Bit of
is it Tom
wayside.
Robinson that plays both sides.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
now Johnson Holmes went down as
Johnson
well.
Holmes is gone.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So hit on him. He apparently dropped 24 kilos over the summer.
I've seen that.
He's just 22 years of age, so
Yeah.
it's all there for him.
He moves well.
Yeah.
Like he's explosive for a big man.
I reckon for a back line that is so star-studded, I reckon the forward pack was like their point of difference in that game. And like you said, what's his name? Siosifu Omoni coming off the bench, and even Mahe Vailanu. Like, he made an immediate impact as well. Like, he got, 3 turnovers since he came on. Like, I think them two really sealed that game off for them.
Also, Gleason early on.
Yeah.
Some of his carries were tough. Tar's tough. He was just running hard and into people and getting them that gain line. They looked a bit messy early on. I'm not sure what was sort of going on. Like, they just sort of...
Maybe the early nerves.
Yeah, but
I think it's something sort of to expect, though, because we got to remember, like, that is almost a completely new outfit from last
And
year.
new coach as well.
Yeah.
I will say, because I think it's probably a bit thing if we don't touch on it, a couple of their tries were questionable.
Well,
I've got this. I wasn't going to bring this up because I wanted to be positive about the game.
So
but
did I, but it has to be...
we'll
We have
talk
to
about it.
discuss
But
it. It is a rugby
I'll give you
podcast.
the details because I actually wrote it
Thank
down.
you.
So there was an obvious knock-on before Leota's try in the ruck. And then Suoliti's forward pass after he made that long
do you
break.
reckon you were saying it wasn't forward though, wasn't it? Is that the one you're talking about?
No.
Different
No.
one, okay.
We were talking about Will Jordan before in the Crusaders game. Yeah, but this was quite blatantly an obvious forward pass.
Yeah, right.
Commentators don't say anything about it. Ends up playing through... what's his name's? The young winger goes for a pilfer, ends up getting penalised, yellow card because it's in a critical part of the game.
Yeah.
Tongue toe.
Yeah, so he goes off. That's 3 points there. And then...
The game winner, wasn't it?
Yeah. Before the game-winning try, there was a blatant
Do you
knock-on.
reckon that was a knock on?
I think so.
Okay.
Like, the ball bobbles and he fully leaves it. Everyone looks
I
at
reckon
the
there's an
ref.
argument for it. It went back touch, but
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, okay, yeah.
But
Well, the ref didn't call it.
yeah, I know,
But
you're right.
my problem was that the commentators... I don't know, as soon as it happened... What the hell?
I will say, reflecting back on the game, that the Tars were their own worst enemy.
Yeah.
You look at that first one, they get the tap back, they don't clean it up. Tangito runs under the post and scores. That first try sort of out of nothing. The one they take Tane, we're calling him Tane now. Tane head off. The 10 comes on, shanks that kick out on the full.
Jack Bowen, I believe.
Yeah, Jack
Yeah.
Bowen. Everyone sort of switches off and they score an easy try off a quick line out.
Same
Same
fella.
thing. They make another error after getting back ahead. They don't secure that kickoff well. Boom. Highlanders come back and, like, obviously it was back and forward, but it was coming off the back of a lot of Waratahs errors.
Yeah.
And they need to clean that up because they play a better side than the Landers. I think they're in trouble.
You can almost see that as a positive for the Waratahs, though. Like,
Yeah.
if they can clean that sort of stuff out, they're closing those games out.
We were talking about obviously during the game, like taking Edmund off seemed a surprise in the game in the moment in the clutch. Or
I was surprised.
It's a hard one because obviously you need to give this young 10 experience earlier on in the season too.
Sure, yeah.
Because if something happened to Tane,
Yep.
he'd sorry, he'd he'd put the Tars in a really tough spot. Having a 10 that's got was his second cap. He debuted last game of last year.
real fresh. Yeah.
And he's real young, so you want to make sure that you're giving him minutes where you can. It's just, is it the right time in a game that's probably must win for you if you, I know it's this early in the season, but you've got to win the ones that you need to win early on to make sure that you're in that final spot later on in the year.
Highlanders, takeaways from them.
Tava Nawa.
Yeah.
Even the 50-22.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Off the scrum, that was unreal.
Like, as soon as he gets
I
a
didn't
bang,
realize he could
finds
even do
space. I did not know that he had that
I don't
kind of skill
think
set.
anyone did because they looked like they were going to carry him off the scrum as a crash ball, played 9 straight to 12, and he just stopped and then, he's Fijian, banged it back into the corner. But
Yeah.
I think, it's a positive performance also by the Landers though.
Yeah.
Obviously, a lot of people have left the last couple of years. They lose probably their biggest name in Billy Harmon, who's been a real sort of
Is it Rock?
staple forward for them, the Rock. And they sort of still performed and probably got unlucky at the back end of that game. Things didn't go their way, as we just discussed. A few calls didn't go their way, but they were still in it, and it's positive signs because they are quite a young group.
Yeah, I think they'll surprise some people this year for sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's head over to Fiji now. The Fijian drew 32, the Brumbies 36. Lucky escape there. It's a very exciting game once again.
Lukey Rima,
Yeah.
like that's all we got to put it down to. I think
Done and
he
dusted.
wins that Brumbies that game, and Brumbies in the same boat as the Tars. Like they just, I know they were missing. I think they were missing a bit of punch in the midfield.
Yeah.
The young Hudson Crichton and Austin Anderson, like they're pretty inexperienced in terms of Super Rugby midfielders, and probably didn't front up enough compared to what we would have got from Davey and Lenny. So we sort of saw that. But then the back doors, like, you can't throw too many back doors against a Drua.
Yeah.
You've seen it. Like,
They just jam.
Noah, I felt sorry for him after that game because he didn't play horrendous, but fuck me, did he get bashed.
Yeah.
He took a few big collisions in the back end of some of those out the back plays.
And the Drua, Rian, obviously, as we know, just continued to excite. They
Oh
scored
my
some good
goodness!
tries.
Yeah, some of the tries that they scored, like we said last year before the team list came out, a new winger from Drua, and then he kills it. Like it's the same thing happened.
His names pop up.
Yeah, his name's just, but like they just produce like the best outside backs that the game has to offer.
They just can't close those games out.
I think their discipline also.
Yeah.
They need to.
Another issue.
They need to do something about that because they just give away silly penalties at silly parts of the game, and I think also Muirhead at fullback.
You like it?
Yeah, he did
Actually
well.
played
He
alright,
did
yeah.
well.
Yeah,
He did
okay.
well.
I thought Caleb Muntz was actually quite a steady presence for Fiji as well.
Yep.
Good to see him back in that 10 jersey and playing some Super Rugby.
Very nice. Let's go to the grand final rematch. The Chiefs, your men, Tyler, 25-14 over the Blues. A grinding affair, wet conditions, but DMAC in the end was the difference, I thought.
Huge difference when he was moved to 10.
Yeah.
And to be fair, even when Cortez come on,
Yeah, the change of the halves.
Yeah.
The try saver too.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
yeah, obviously not the best start. 7-3, bit wet. And then we give away that try just before half, which I thought, off a turnover, which I thought was a pretty big call at the time. And then it sort of was a bit back and forward. Chiefs started coming back, but I think a key point was obviously that yellow card for the shoulder to head contact. And that's a tough one when you're always in that position, but it's always going to be called that way now.
That's something that I sort of don't like. Like the players are playing into it though. Like as soon as that someone touches it, their head it goes straight in the air, putting his hand in his head. Pariki did it as well in the Waratahs game. Like if we want rugby to get viewership, we can't have the players every time someone touches their head going up in
Wasting
the air like
time,
that,
like-
and then getting sent for an HIA, but coming straight back on the field. Like we know you're not concussed.
Yeah, it's a waste of time.
You're just doing it to get that penalty, but it's ruining the game.
But it's hard because also the competitor and you need that penalty sometimes at a crucial time. And
It's games
I don't
of
think
shit.
there's anyone in Super Rugby that's not a competitor.
Yeah.
So that it
You play to
it
the
goes
law,
both
yeah,
ways.
yeah.
So that's always going to be a tough sort of argument that people are going to go back and forth on. But yeah, I thought that even in say that we bought the halves, but also the boys that come off the bench for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Really in touch on how good Leroy was. But you get a Moni Narawa on there.
Well, that was the
You get
difference. The last half an hour.
Anton Leonard-Brown on there. Sam Penny-Finau come on, looked good on that edge. Like
Yeah.
they're using him as an edge forward.
Yeah.
Tupavaya just got into the tight stuff, and it really just flipped that whole game. And Chiefs, as I said, I think they were a bit more hungry. They obviously rematch of the grand final. They didn't want to lose that, and they were embarrassed.
Well, you
in that
said
final
last week,
year.
you want a redemption, they got it.
Yeah, easily the most physical game of the round as well. Like by far, both
easily,
teams came into that game with a confrontational mindset.
It was the
Like,
only game that defence was actually important.
oh my goodness, they were, and like I was messaging Tyler at the start of the game. I was like, bro, the Chiefs, like they want to go through them. They don't want to use
bash them.
DMAC. Like they were every chance they had, they were trying to go straight through the middle of them, and it was like a real tough fight.
And like that's what the Blues won Super Rugby on last year.
Yeah.
They were just they know they're bigger, so they tried to be tougher than anyone, and they dominated collisions. And I think the Chiefs probably saw that and played into it a bit and said, "Hey, let's go toe to toe and let's see who comes out at the end." So it was good to see that because I think New Zealand rugby needs more of those style of games, especially going up against South Africa and a couple of those Northern Hemisphere teams because that's where we've been struggling lately.
Lovely. So the Chiefs start on the right side of things, and finally out west, the Western Force 45, Moana Pacifica 44, points galore. It was 27-24 at half time, and we spoke about it before. Donaldson, the hero. Tyler.
Interesting game.
Yeah, it
like I was
was.
sort of in and out of this. I was watching the Māori All Stars.
Yep.
Terrible game. Just putting that out there.
That's always
But yeah, it was real back and forth, and it sort of come down to Moana lost it.
Yeah.
Like
So
Force
sorry.
did well to win it,
Yeah.
but for me, Moana lost that game.
I believe it was 44-31, 10 to go.
Yeah.
They scored, and then they scored again.
Yeah.
Jonathan Tamatini scores in the corner, and like you think, oh yeah, they just scored 2 tries. to
I
go
thought the
ahead.
game was over.
Game's
I thought it was
done.
done.
And then they
That
just
Dylan
let
Peach try was
Yeah.
good off the set piece.
and they just sort of I don't know how they fucked it. I can't even give you a reason of why it happened.
But even through that last couple of phases where Waratahs were putting the pressure on, like Moana's defense. Oh yeah, the force. Sorry, we're putting the pressure on. Like Moana's defense, they didn't get past like the 22. They got maybe 5 meters past for those first 15 phases.
Yeah.
And then those last 5 phases is where it just sort of opened up.
Like, I don't remember, there was the last sort of maybe 3 minutes or so, Moana had the ball and they just a stupid little offload and they lost it. That's what ruined it. It's just hold on to the ball, keep going, and they just try to get...
So, like, almost typical, though. Like, when I saw it, I was like...
what are you doing, man?
Yeah, it was almost like...
Watching that last sort of 3-4 minutes, and when the Force had the ball before Donaldson went through, I was like, Artie's going to win this.
Yeah, same. He was just hunting the rock. He was just
here
hunting
comes
the
Artie.
rock.
Like, I was just watching Artie.
Yeah.
He's going to get one. But Force did so well to just lock their ball down. Yes, they weren't going anywhere. Yes, they weren't really throwing a punch. But
Just
then when
patient.
they finally got a chance, they just took it.
Yeah, lovely.
But when Moana defending 15 up there...
Yeah.
Yeah, when the Dons went through, I'm like,
I was like,
where's
yeah,
it coming? Where's it coming?
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't think they were 15 up. I think their fullback came in to get last because they didn't get a good fold on that last play. So their fullbacks come in to take last. So they were 3-on-3, and then the prop
Winger-
got burnt.
I went and see
Blindside
like the wide shot. I'm like, all right, well, he's coming somewhere.
Yeah,
Never
same.
right.
When he got through, I was like, okay, well, they can still tackle him. Nah, all the way through to the try line.
Done. So yeah,
Under the post.
Super Rugby round 1 in the books. Boys, on the tipping front. So this year, obviously, if you're unaware, we're doing the line and the winner. So we're obviously 2. So it's out of 10 each week. Rini got 6 out of 10. Tyler 7 out of 10, and I had a good week, 9 from 10 for me. Just Moana letting me down on the win.
What line did I miss?
There was another one you missed. I did double check this, and you'd ask me.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I still don't even
Can't trust
understand
this
the
man.
lines.
No, I'll double check it, but that's what it was. I'm sure. All right, boys, we're going to try and obviously look into Super Rugby round 2. Obviously, these markets only just came out today. We've got no sets of teams, but we're going to do our best to pick some winners. So the Chiefs on Friday night, $1.52. The Crusaders, $2.45. The Lions, 4.5 as it stands now. Both sides W's in round 1. How do we see it?
Interested to see if the Chiefs play Damien McKenzie. Because it looks like they rested their other All Blacks last week. So I expect them all to start this time round.
Right.
So really interested to see if he starts.
Well, if you think that, this market will flip
Yeah.
straight away. If that's the case.
I think he does play because it's still a rivalry game. So I think they're going to hold off actually resting him. So I think he will play, and I think he moves back to 10. I think we see Etini Nanai-Satoru move back to fullback, and Amoni Narawa comes onto the wing.
Yeah.
So expect that, and I think Anton comes in for Daniel Rona because I thought Quinn Tupai was outstanding last week.
Yeah, he was
That's
gone.
my prediction for. And Cortez obviously.
Yeah.
Comes back in. I think the Chiefs get it done at home here. First home game. Crusaders obviously had a good performance last week, but I think the Chiefs are going to want to build, and I think they're going to be the hungriest team losing a grand final. Back-to-back grand finals.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be a team that really, really wants to do well through the next couple of weeks in particular.
4.5 is the line.
Yeah, I reckon they cover that. It's just so small.
Rian?
Yeah, just based off round 1, it's hard to say that anyone can beat the Chiefs
At home too.
Yeah, after the way they played, like against the Blues, like they beat the Blues at what the Blues do best, and we already know how electric the back 3 is with the addition of Damien McKenzie. I just can't see anyone beating the Chiefs.
Chiefs win, Chiefs cover?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to join you. Chiefs too good at home, first one of the season. The Queensland Reds are in action for the first time at home at Suncorp Stadium, $1.18 against Moana Pacifica, $4.50. The Lions, 13.5. The Reds will be hungry to get their season started.
I think that the Reds will win this, and I'm going to go Moana to cover the line.
What is the line?
13.5, a lot of points.
Yeah, I think Moana cover the line too, and the Reds win. And my reasoning behind that is I don't know how ready the Reds are. Like, obviously, having a bye round 1's hard.
Yeah.
Moana's coming off a heartbreaking loss, and I think they'll come out firing. It'd be interesting to see how Reds go with the pace of Super Rugby.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, going over to Europe, that's great. Like, good tour, good promotion of the game worldwide, and shows us that club challenge.
Yeah.
Gives us a sample of that. But the pace of the two games are very different. I think their first preseason was a bit of a muck around, like 82-0 playing against
It's a fill-up.
kind of not even a professional team because a lot of those boys were uncontracted that came in.
Yep.
And then the Ulster game was obviously great, but it's I don't think they're Well, this is theorising how ready they actually are.
Yeah.
And I think they get the game in the end, but I think it's going to be close.
If we're looking quickly at what we predict their team will be, any surprises you think?
Backline?
Yeah, what's to go there?
I reckon they'll go Tate, Tommy Liner, Hunter Paisami at 12, Fluky 13, Dongunu, I don't know if he's back from his concussion.
Okay, yeah.
Well, he did something over in Europe, but
Yeah.
if he's good to go, he's obviously on a wing. Jock Campbell at the back, and I think Lockie Anderson on the other wing.
No, not Tim, Ryan.
That's a tough one. I think,
They might want more physicality against Moana potentially.
yeah, I think they'll go Lockie Anderson because I think Tim Ryan only played one of the games overseas, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he played the second one, didn't he?
Yeah.
I'll go Reds to win, Reds to cover just. Two converted tries at home. Get it done, just. Let's go the Hurricanes, $1.12. The Fijian Drew are $5.50. The line's 15.5. This one is at the Cake Tin.
Yeah. I've got to back the Hurricanes here.
Yeah.
Even if I just don't know if Drua can string together a good 80-minute performance away from home. Like even when they were at home, like their discipline lets them down. So I don't know. What was the line?
15.5. It's a lot of points.
I think Drua will cover that line.
Okay. TC,
Canes to win, Canes to cover the line.
spank them at home off a loss.
Yeah, off a loss. They were so good at home last year.
Yeah.
I think Peter Lakai comes into the starting lineup. I thought he was immense when he came on. But so was Dupes,
Yeah.
to be fair. So
Dude,
interesting.
yeah, he was
also good. I wouldn't be surprised if Peter Lakai plays 8. I didn't think Braden Yorsi had the impact he had last year in that game. So it'd be real interesting to see what they do there. But I just think the Canes bounce back here. I think Tyrell Lomax comes back in.
Yep.
He obviously didn't play last week. Asafara Moore. So I think those guys will come back into the team and make the difference, and they cover the line there. I just can't back the Drew away from home yet.
Yes, I think the same old draw. I think Hurricanes at home. I think they put a show on late and they spank them, to be honest. I'll go
I'm
Hurricanes.
going to go early.
Win a cover. Huh?
I reckon they put the show on early.
Oh, early and then they
I
sort of...
reckon 4 tries or 3 or 4 tries in the first 20 minutes.
Okay. Well, you should do a little first half over or something in that. All right, the Highlanders take on the Blues down south. $4 the Highlanders, the Blues $1.22. 11.5 is your number. Both off a loss.
I'm going to go Blues to cover this line. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Blues to cover this line, Blues to win. I think that all they had need to do is just exactly what they did last year, just bash them up through the middle, and then that outside, like you got Talia, like you got finishers if they need to. But I honestly just see it being like a tight, mongrelly game for the Blues.
I got Blues to cover as well. I'm just very interested to see what they do with their team this week.
Yeah.
I think on paper they are a far better side.
Yeah.
And they're hurting after last week, and I think they'll want to be out for blood. And I think they're going to be more physical than what we saw last week. I think their pack is a lot better than the Highlanders pack.
Yeah.
Especially they'll have who didn't play on the week. Hoskins comes back in. He's obviously Super Rugby Player of the Year last year. I think Stephen Perifetta comes back in, whether it's on the bench or starts, I don't know, because they have a bit of a conundrum there with the fullback 10 position.
Plummer played well as well.
Plummer still played well at 10, so yeah, interesting. And I thought AJ Lamb played well at 12,
Yeah, he did play
so I don't think he could go out either. So, but yeah, real interesting to see what they do with their back line. Yeah.
I'll go Blues to win, and I'll go the Highlanders to cover. Just do enough to hang around. Under the roof, the students who are in there, they'll be fired up as well.
The
So,
zoo.
yeah, so hopefully they can do enough to hang around.
Oh, uni hasn't started yet.
Oh, no, it could be quiet. Oh, no. Really? Oh, okay.
Oh, it could be O week. It'd be close.
That's not how it works.
If it's O week, then it's even.
Yeah, if it's a week, hammer the Highlanders. All right, let's go to the final game of the round. The Brumbies at home $1.13. The Force $5.25. 15.5 is your number.
Brumbies.
Yeah.
And they're going to roll out their full strength side this week.
Big boys
I think.
there, yeah.
Alatoa comes back in. Shout out to Lachlan Lonergan. I thought he was pretty good in his
Yep.
return game off the bench. Who else comes back in that we're missing? A couple of the second rowers.
Ikatel?
Tom Wright.
Ikatel, Tom Wright, Davey at 12.
Yeah, holy.
I think Noah might get rested or come off the bench this week, and Jack
Debrasini.
Depressini starts.
Yeah.
The young guy didn't do too bad that came on for the Brumbies, actually. The young 10.
Yeah, what's his name again?
I can't remember. But yeah, he did it. But I think Noah got a bit of a bashing last week, and
Yeah.
they have to rest their players.
At some stage.
I got inside knowledge
Okay, nice.
that the Wallabies players have to be rested at some point through these rounds, and I know they rested them all round 1 so that they could play the first 6, and then they get the bye. and then they have another rest. They have 2 rests in the first 8 rounds or something.
That makes sense.
So maybe Noah actually rests the whole, like, it isn't in the squad at all.
Okay.
But we'll obviously find out. I mean, I'm speculating here.
Brumbies cover.
Yeah, I think Brumbies cover here.
Spank 'em.
Yeah, Brumbies cover. But like Tyler said, this is the round where we'll be able to see just how far the gap is between those top teams and the teams that we have sort of put out of our top 6.
So if the Force want to be not the same old Force, they need to not get smashed in this game. So
They don't travel well. They've never travelled well.
They even won. When's the last time they won an away game? Like years, isn't it? Aren't they fucking horrific? Anyway, I'll go Brumbies win. I'll go Force. That's 3 tries. Surely they can
What's
hang.
the line?
15.5.
No, Brumbies covering that.
I'll go Force too. I'll go Force to hang around. There we go.
A few more tries too.
More tries, yeah.
I'll tell you where the Force are in trouble. Their scrum is fucking atrocious.
Well, they lost their 2 big dogs.
Their scrum got pumped.
Like, so badly. And Moana, like, Pone struggled to play Super Rugby last year. Like, Moana don't actually have the biggest name props that are known for their scrummaging. So.
But it looked like a rolling maul when they were, like, their scrums were getting fucking
if I could make
eaten.
a prop bet, it'd be one of the Force props to get carded this weekend.
Yeah, okay. Well, then you like Lonergan for a try if he starts. Rolling maul.
Well, yeah, whoever the hooker is, I think we'll get a rolling maul
One
try.
of them.
Maybe even a double.
Yep. Lovely. All right, that's round 2 in the books. Northern Hemisphere, the Six Nations continues. We'll quickly run through these quick.
These don't count towards a comp.
No, it doesn't. Just sort of our little thoughts. It's a tough old trot. Wales' new coach, just to be their first crack at it. $18 against Ireland, $1.01. 24.5 is the number.
Ireland cover that.
Yeah.
Ireland just destroy them.
Yeah.
You know, not the whole post-coach sacking. They try something.
No. They just look... they look terrible.
They're sacking a coach when they've lost a few, but they have not shown anything for the past 18
What
months.
is it, 9?
14 in a row.
14! Holy fuck.
Like, they haven't shown me anything in the last 18 months for me
14,
to
that's so bad.
warrant. Like, I know they've had 2 weeks to turn it around. I just don't think you can turn it around in 2 weeks. It would take Ireland, I think, playing awful for them to even be in the game.
Yeah. Gareth Anscombe's been called back in. Remember him? The 10 for Chiefs.
yeah.
So he's not bad, but yeah, Ireland should just do a job here. England and Scotland is probably the game of the round. $1.27 of the English, $3.80 of the Scots, 8.5.
Where's it played?
Yeah, Twickenham.
Is Finn Russell back from his HIA?
I'm not sure yet, but
If he's not back, England will win, I think. But if he's back, I'm going to go Scotland.
Yeah, I reckon he'll be back. We had the week off last week, so
That's only 2 weeks, though.
Hear me out.
Depends.
Scotland win, regardless. Because it'd be the most England thing to be big noting themselves, pumping their chest after upsetting France in the last game.
I was thinking the same
And
thing.
then
You reckon?
they're like
And Scotland were
criminal
poor
for it.
last week too.
like Scotland coming off a
don't
hard
know.
loss. I think Scotland does it.
380, bit of juice there as well.
Yeah.
They don't have that punch that they used to, like Scotland. Without Finn Russell, like they look like...
Is Tuipulotu still out?
Nah, yeah, he's out.
So that's the big
Surely
one too.
he's back.
Is he? Well,
I
I thought
don't
he
know.
did his knee or something.
I'm not sure. But he's still in line for the Lions, I think. It wasn't like season ending.
Yeah. I
Um,
think he comes back in.
I'll go Scots win. Bit of an upset. Then we got
380's like, you got to put that in
money for
something.
Jam.
Yeah,
Greg.
you got to put that in a
something.
No, I don't think so. I reckon England looked really good last time I seen them.
Okay, there we go. And then
It
Italy.
doesn't sound like England, and then they suck the next week.
Yeah, it's very.
Surely not.
Italy
I'll back
nine.
them.
Italy $9. France $1.06. 18.5.
Yeah, Italy's going to get pumped.
Yeah. The French after a loss. Granted, Italy almost they drew with them last year, but they drew with the French.
Yeah, I think it's in Italy too.
Nah, I'm back in the French here, and to cover the line, I just think after that loss, like they bombed so many tries.
Yeah, that's what I was
and
about
they're
to
so
say.
passionate, and the French, I think, are the best team in the world at the moment at counter-attack.
Yeah.
Like, they are so good when that ball gets turned over. Their wingers are rapid. They've got a good kicking game. They've got Anton Dupont, who just pops up freaking everywhere
Yeah,
when
they
something
just
happens.
they work off the ball
Yeah.
so well.
I think Italy would have to play the perfect game to be within, like, 7 points.
Lovely. Oh yeah, I agree. France will bounce back here. Lovely. All right, that's sort of our rugby sort of preview. I'm not sure if you guys have anything on this. Anything you see on the socials the last couple of weeks or just around the... I'll start, have a think. They announced the top 100 highest paid athletes. It's
Oh, no, I haven't seen it.
Any idea who is number one in the world?
LeBron?
Nah, my money would be on Messi or Ronaldo.
Ronaldo, $260 million.
Soccer, man.
Holy-
Ronaldo, yeah, I forgot. Nah, Ronaldo, yeah, because he signed on that
He's
Saudi
in,
Arabian.
He's in Qatar or whatever.
Oh, yeah, he's in that
He's on
league.
that Saudi Arabian league.
So I'll
Plus he
give you
gets
the-
his fucking.
Give us
Nike.
top 10.
I've got top 5. Ronaldo.
Can we guess them?
Oh, sorry. Ronaldo's 1. Who's 2?
I'm gonna go Ronaldo, Messi. Actually, no, Messi won't be on
Let's
much.
just go per thing so I can correct you. Let's go.
Ronaldo, Bron.
No, he's 5.
Yeah, I know Bron's. I'm gonna go Messi at 2 then.
He's a basketball player for 2.
Is it Curry?
Curry, 153 mil.
Holy
I forgot he's got a massive contract. LeBron doesn't.
Number 3 is a boxer.
Boxer.
Don't tell me. Logan Paul's not on this
No,
list,
no,
is he?
Garcia.
Canelo,
Big boy.
Big boy. Boxer.
Fury.
Tyson Fury.
Tyson Fury. 147. Number 4, soccer player. You said him before.
Messi.
Yep, 135.
LeBron James.
And LeBron up 33.
LeBron James.
Have a guess who's the first NFL player that comes in?
Patty Mahomes.
Dak Prescott, 100 mil.
Oh,
Because his deal is still high.
American, yeah, not just that he's in America's team, bro. They're so marketable in Dallas.
Yeah, very funny. So that was quite interesting.
They got their own city.
Yeah, pretty much. Anything else you caught your eyes, boys?
Kanye West.
Oh my goodness.
Well, what's he doing now?
Holy. Okay, I am a hard out Kanye West fan.
He can't stand up.
I've missed all this. What's
You
going
can't
on?
even. You can't back him anymore. Like
Yeah.
the other things were controversial. This is
Oh,
just
is
blatantly.
this the
He had
the
24
Jewish
hours.
German?
No, he had 24 hours on Twitter where he was just posting the most rogue shit you can imagine. It was like, what it was?
Can we even repeat it?
I don't know. It's like
No, I don't
Hitler
know.
was right, like stuff like
He,
that.
Oh,
he
jeez.
said you can
Free
start.
Diddy.
Yeah, free Diddy. He said you can start calling me Yadolf Hitler now.
Yeah, but then he came out and said it was a social experiment to see how everyone reacts.
Then he goes, Yeezy doesn't hire fat or ugly people.
Yeah, it was
Wow,
like
he's literally every category.
Oh my
there was
yeah,
like
you wanna
100
everyone-
tweets
Yeah.
in.
Oh, and he went at the LGBTQ as
Oh
well.
no.
Yeah,
Oh,
Jeez. Okay.
they were bad ones. They were bad
What's
ones.
his deal, man? He's lost it.
you know what? He's probably got a surprise album or something coming out soon,
Yeah,
or
I
new
don't know.
shoes or something, and he's just getting his name out there before it happens.
Lovely. Anything else on that segment?
Nah, that was a good one. Yeah,
That is
was a
good.
one.
Well
That's the only one I could think of.
done. Let's go around the grounds here. Rugby league. The Maoris 10-6 over the Indigenous.
Moldies.
Maoris.
Moldy.
Moldy.
Don't even actually add an S to it.
Fucking, that was a
Moldy.
shit game, boys. There's
That
no
was
half
terrible.
time.
That was terrible.
It's shit every year.
Honestly, after watching like the level of rugby that we watched, I can see like if you're a rugby fan, you're like, holy shit, that was so high. But if you're a league fan, like I can understand why league players, like league people, can't convert to rugby and watch it and sit there and enjoy it
Yeah. Okay.
because there are so many rules. But
Different.
that game was terrible.
That game was awful.
Like
I feel like
so
every year
bad.
it's always trash.
Yeah, it is. Like they can't complete sets. Their sets like they're not getting at anyone when they're running their block shot. It just doesn't look good.
Not good. But yeah. Anyway.
And look, it's always hard in a game like that. Like, we shouldn't run it down too much because they get chucked together the week of.
Yeah. First game of the year for a lot of them too. Haven't played in 6 months. Or
There
whatever.
was a couple that really. I thought Jesse Arthurs was outstanding.
Yeah, he was gone.
Played so well in that game, you can't not start him for the Broncos anymore.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I like the speech that what is the name? Kerr said
At the end?
At the end,
Yeah, it was
that
good.
was pretty
I saw
cool.
that.
Like shouting out to New Zealand and all the things that are going on with the Waitangi Treaty.
Bit of support, which was cool. Any other rugby league trials that you saw that interest you at all?
Nah, I
Poor
didn't watch any of
Titans,
them.
man.
Broncos smashed them. Dolphins smashed Cowboys, I think.
Are they playing top squads?
Titans look pretty much.
Some are. Some. The Waz smacked the Storm, but the Waz squad was pretty close to top. Roger Tuivasa looked great on the wing.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't watch any of it.
Yeah, I can't get in the trials really.
Anyone watch the All-Star hockey?
Oh, the like Finland and Canada.
No, the
and
Canada
America.
USA.
Yeah, the Four Nations.
No, the
No?
was that? Is it Four Nations?
It's Four Nations.
Did you watch
yeah.
the Canada USA again?
The
Is this
fight.
the ice hockey?
Yeah.
Yeah, within
Oh,
the
it's like-
first 7
yeah,
seconds,
yeah.
they had
Oh, I was
three
gonna write it
fights.
down. I didn't think you'd watch it. But yeah, how sick was it?
I saw a
I watched
video
the
of
fights.
it.
I
Yeah,
didn't
it
watch the game.
It's fucking awesome.
I watched the NBA one.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mac McClung,
Yeah.
saving the dunk contest.
3 years in a row, he's got it or something.
Yeah, but like I didn't like I knew the Castle fella that plays for the Spurs. I had no idea who the other two were.
Yeah.
Like it's just the problem with the dunk contest. It used to be like you had Vince Carter, you used to have Dwight Howard, you used to have proper all stars doing it and made people watch and did the dunks properly. And it's going to be hard as we go on because how many more dunks can we physically do that haven't been done?
Yeah, exactly.
How many cars can you jump over?
Yeah.
Like,
Like, and we had a bit of a life jolt when Aaron Gordon and Zach Levine had theirs. Like, we were like, shit, like,
Yeah, that one was gone.
that was unreal.
Yeah.
And then
That's
it
the last
died
one I
off.
can remember. How long ago was that?
That would have been 2016, 2017, I think.
Yeah, I haven't watched one since that.
Mac McClung was good.
I saw the guy that won. Isn't his dunk earnings as high as his NBA earnings or something? He makes
He
more
doesn't.
money.
He's a G League player. He doesn't even
Yeah.
get. I don't think he has any NBA minutes.
Well, I think it was like 300 grand for dunks, 100 grand for
Yeah.
NBA.
And he's fucking great to watch for a guy that
Yeah.
looks like he's just pushing 6 foot.
Yeah.
He can get up. But talks about Jar put a thing at him, Ant, and someone else doing it next year, which would be pretty cool to watch. Seeing some stars do it, especially the guys that have a lot of bounce.
Was the All Stars game? That was today, wasn't it?
That was awful.
No, okay. For me that follows it, how do you fix that game? Do you fix it?
Well, they changed it this year. There was 4 teams.
What was Stars game?
The NBA.
NBA.
Was it today?
It was today. I watched it at work.
See, like
again.
I don't even reckon it gets like advertised very well anymore.
I'm probably not here, it's not, but
Yeah, I definitely didn't watch it all day at work. No, so they changed it up. So they picked the All Stars, East and West, and then they divided into 3 teams. So they had Kenny had a team, Shaq had a team, Chuck had a team. So Chuck had the overseas players, like he picked all the overseas players.
yeah.
Shaq team won it. They picked all the OGs, but Bron didn't play. So it was like KD, Steph, James Harden, Damian Lillard, all that. And then they get a 4th team. So whoever wins, they do the same for the Rising Stars on Friday or Saturday for us. And then they pick the team that wins that gets to come in and play all the old dogs.
right.
But it was just first to 40 points.
Did they
2 games.
Did it look like they care? Are they playing?
No. Towards the back end when a team got closer to 40,
Yeah.
it got a little bit like people
okay.
started playing D. But for most of it, it was Curry was pulling up from half court
Okay.
just because he was bored.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, and he actually made a couple of them, which is scary hours.
Beast. And then my final thing I had here was Major League Rugby got started on the weekend, and I saw your team this morning.
Yep.
San Diego 40, Seattle Seawolves 26. So good start. You'll be joining them very soon.
Yep. Hopefully, go for my appointment tomorrow. Yep, down in Sydney, and then
Nice.
straight over there.
How good. So I've got a couple more episodes with you, and it's good start for the boys, eh?
Yeah, definitely.
Lovely. Anything else, boys, before we wrap?
Get rid of the sternum law.
Is it confirmed again?
And fix your commentary.
I haven't heard it's not.
Yeah, right.
Confirmed.
And we would hear about it.
Get Geordie in there.
I haven't heard of any new rules actually, and I'm interested to see if we adapt any of the Super Rugby rules. And something I forgot, really enjoying the shot clocks.
Yeah.
I think that did speed up the game a
Yeah.
bit. You got 30 seconds. It did speed up and I think gave more time in play.
There
which
was a
good.
new rule in the Super Rugby. If you're not part of the original ruck, you can't go through and take out the halfback. You know how sometimes when the ruck,
Like when it's formed.
well, it gets dead or like you're blasting through it. If you aren't part of the original blast, you can't go through and pass the halfback to secure the ball for your team. And I'm pretty sure that's new.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can't. It was because people were diving over and hitting the half. I think you can still hit their guy into the 9,
Yeah.
like on a good counter ruck,
Right.
but you can't like just go and take the 9 out now.
Fair enough.
How about all the try savers as well in the Hurricanes Crusaders game?
Yeah.
Did you see them all? Holy. People putting their body on the line. Kinina Holo, the young 10. He's getting turned inside out. I don't know how he stayed on his feet there.
Oh, bro, I don't know what that fellow, the Canes fellow, was doing.
Went to go jump
Crusaders
over
10.
him.
Yeah, like the Tiger Kimura, and then offloaded.
Yeah.
He was like, he
Yeah,
had the
but
full
like,
waddle.
no, but honestly, like, that would be so hard to defend. Like, the way he kept his feet there was unreal.
Good weekend, boys. Good weekend rugby.
Oh, 100%.
And long may it continue. All right, we'll wrap it up there. Have a good week, boys. We'll see you next week. Thank you very much, and we'll catch you very soon.
See ya.